Well, that next year, 2020, a situation happened on April 22nd where you were arrested.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. You know what I mean? I was on my way to New Orleans to see family. You know what I mean? And I just kind of jumped in the car with the wrong people, and it was what it was. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where like when you got a name and you the headline. Like I think one of the cops like tweeted like, and that's how it got out. You know what I mean? It's like this is crazy. You know what I mean? But all of those charges have been dropped, like fully dismissed. I'm not dealing with any of that anymore. But it was just kind of unfortunate and embarrassing at the time to deal with. But yeah, it was what it was.
Right, because the headlines are insane.
Right,
It said that you were pulled over in an SUV. It didn't really mention other people.
right,
It was almost like you're by yourself, which isn't true, but based
right,
on the reports that Jason Mitchell was pulled over with 2 pounds of marijuana, 1,300 doses of ecstasy, an AK-47, a Glock
right.
9mm pistol with the Extendo clip.
Right, exactly.
I'm
It's
like,
like,
yo, is this
where
like what
was
type
he
of
headed? You
kingpin
know
shit
what I
are you
mean? It's
on
like,
right now? Like,
yeah, it was crazy. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those things where I was like, ah, here we go again. You know what I mean? But like, again, man, taught me a really, really powerful lesson. Like, you have to know how to move around. You know what I mean? Whether it be friends, family, whoever. Like, you just can't be in the same environment. You got to think different and move different and all of that. Because when the time comes, they want you. They gonna point you out. They ain't gonna say, "Oh, he was with this one and that one," and oh, they're not gonna say none of that. Like, they just gonna put your ass on blast.
well, right, because that happened 2 years before, right? You were in the Monte Carlo, they got pulled over, and now you're in jail, can't go to your movie premiere because
Right,
of your friends, the people
right.
you're affiliating yourself with.
Exactly, exactly. And from the beginning of this whole walk, you know what I mean? I have been trying to separate myself from the demon that constantly drags down young black men, especially from the hood. You know what I mean? And like, you think you're not vulnerable, but you are, And we've lost a lot of greats like that. You know what I mean? That's how I lost young greatness. Somebody who just couldn't take it no more. Like, can't stand to see this man with a nice watch and a nice car and a nice career and a nice chain. Like, you just can't stand it, you know?
Yeah, Boosie calls it hypnotized with hatred.
Exactly. Exactly. A lot of people are definitely in this place where like the envy is built so much because we all started on the same playground. So how did he end up there? What did he have that I didn't have? You know? And when you in a lot of these environments that are poverty stricken and ain't no money involved really, it turns into a thing like may the biggest gun win or may the toughest guy win. So it becomes less about, you pushing forward, but more about the pieces that you can take off the board, you know? Like these killers are glorified these days. And it's a scary thing, and it hurts because you want like everybody's dream is for them to make it and get the family out the hood. But when the family can't handle it, when the friends can't handle it, when everybody changes, they like, oh, money changed you. Like, actually, all of y'all changed. You know what I mean? Like, I always had this special thing in me, and it was cool when we was all broke. When we was all sitting in the studio together, it was cool. When we all banging the mixtape in the neighborhood, but as soon as you you get signed to QC, or as soon as you do straight out of Compton, it's a whole different thing now. Like those people who were once your friends and who still are your family, but don't know how to accept you anymore. And you start to get this gap in between you and them, and in their mind, you should be doing everything possible to close that gap. I.e.,
Yeah.
giving them money, giving them cars, giving them clothes, giving them opportunities when they're not they not even getting off their ass enough to learn and grow with you. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because it's like, I mean, they probably got a handful of people who believed in me at the beginning of all of this. And then when everything blew up, all of these people ran back. And then as soon as shit hits the fan, all of those people leave again and you back to that handful.
Yeah.
You know, so it's sad, man. But it's the same day under the sun, man. You know, it just never changes.